Alright, now for our second course, we are doing the cream of barley soup. What I have here, my lovely sous chef, Happy, has gone ahead and prepped up most of this ingredients here, and this is going to be an easy and quick way so you're not running and jumping around the kitchen all the time. You can just, throw each ingredient in at one time. It's one pot, so it's going to be an easy soup to make, and it should fly by pretty quickly. So here, I'm just going to do a quick little chop of some of these onions here, and then we'll get on with that. We're going to throw in just a little bit of olive oil. And we're just going to wait till that gets nice and warm. And here we have our salt pork that we discussed earlier. If you don't have salt pork, again, use a thick sliced bacon, smoked or unsmoked. We're going to add our garlic in here, and all of our vegetables, our carrots and onions. This may look like a lot, but it's going to cook down and be just right for this size pot. Okay. I'm just going to let that sit for a moment. Add a little bit of salt. Now, if you used either bacon or salt pork before, be a little weird about how much salt you put in, because if it's pretty salty bacon or salt pork, then you're going to overdo it and it's going to ruin the dish. Just do a little salt and a little pepper. Keep that stirring. Okay. Alright, so now that we've let this cook for about 10 minutes, vegetables have become nice and translucent. So what we're going to do here, the recipe calls for a bouquet sachet, which is pretty much just your herbs and spices wrapped in a cheesecloth, tied off and dropped in there. We don't have any cheesecloth, so what we're going to do, we're just going to drop in one bay leaf, throw that in there. And then our parsley stems, and we've kind of chopped these up so that when we blend them, they'll just become part of the soup. And we'll throw a little black pepper in there. There we go. I'm going to give this a little stir. Now if you don't use the sachet, make sure you pull out the bay leaf before you blend your soup, or else you'll have bits of leaves in your finished product. And that just won't be very appetizing. Okay, once we give that a stir, we're going to add our barley in here. What we're going to do, we're just going to give it a quick little toast and hopefully absorb some of the flavors that the onion and carrots have given off. You just want to do this for about 45 seconds, no longer than a couple minutes. Now we have our beef stock that we have. We're going to go ahead and add that in. Quick stir. You're let it cover and sit for about 45 minutes on a medium to medium low heat. We'll come back to it then. Okay, so now we are back to our cream of barley soup. I've heated it up and removed the bay leaf as we're going to be putting it into our blender here. It's looking awesome. We just want to take it over here. I've selected to use a measuring cup to help me kind of portion it into the blender so you're not awkwardly pouring a whole pot into your blender. We'll do a cup, and you want to do this in batches also. Yeah. We'll start off with that much there. Now when you're blending hot items, you always want to make sure you vent it. So make sure you remove the top lid here. And I find that an oven works just fine. Oven mitt works just fine for covering it. And start pulsing it. Alright, now we're going to take a quick look at this. And if you like your soup a little bit chunkier, don't go as far. But I think this looks fine. So I'll go ahead and pour this out. Alright. And we'll just repeat the process. I think we should be good. Yeah, that looks good. Alright, so now we are on the home stretch of our cream of barley soup. We're going to transfer this to another pot, whisk in the heavy cream and whiskey and red wine vinegar, and just let it simmer for a little while. Do not let it come to a boil, and you should be all set. I'll see you back here when we're whisking in the cream. Alright, so now we have our soup. We're just going to transfer it to our clean pot. And here we go. Don't be afraid, just get it all in. Alright. So now what you want to do, you would turn your stove on to a medium to medium high heat. But you want to be careful, you don't want to bring this to a boil. Just want a nice simmer, even possibly just a few bubbles popping up, you'll be fine. Now we are going to whisk in our cream, our whiskey, and a red wine vinegar. Let that come up to temp. Okay. Start with our cream first. And I like to go slow and give everything a chance to get incorporated. But you can do it however you'd like. It's not going to make that big of a difference if you throw it all in at once. There we go. There we go. Alright, let me go our whiskey. You maybe have a few extra tablespoons for yourself. If nobody's looking, we won't complain. Get that all incorporated there. And our red wine vinegar. Alright. Now once you have all those three ingredients whisked in pretty good, you're going to cover this and just simmer it for about 10-15 minutes. Let those flavors incorporate within the soup, and you'll be all set. You could do that earlier in the day or in the afternoon of your party and just set it on the back burner on a real low heat and just stir it every now and then so it doesn't burn on the bottom. Alright guys, and there is your cream of barley soup.